but to us, to nature, it's a new beginning in the cycle of life. Beneath the surface of the land, roots trap water from the ground, extracting precious nutrients and minerals. These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the diverse living systems of our planet. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing cosmic. In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm. Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects, the need to.
We're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. In Japan,
How will we meet to production, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems, and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times. Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions.
That's the real sky. That is the
Some,
real sky.
like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat.
In the land.
More than 28
It does
million
look like a
tons of
ball, yeah.
bananas are
We're not.
eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they're doing a tour. Dad, look at those people over there.
Yep.
What are they doing?
They're doing a tour called Behind the Seeds.
The seeds?
Seeds.
Seeds?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Because you're in a plant place. So behind the seeds.
When you mention farming, you probably don't think of fish. But fish farming, or aquaculture, accounts for nearly half of all the seafood we see globally. Tilapia, bass, and catfish, like the ones you see here, are 3 of the more popular crops raised by fish farmers.
If you've never done that tour over there, the Behind the Seeds store, it's really fun.
As a result,
We did it once. It was really good.
millions of gallons each year. Our small fish farm produces nearly 5,000 pounds of fish each year to serve in restaurants around Walt Disney World. Innovations like this one can play an important role in our efforts to produce bountiful harvests and still protect natural
The shrimp
resources.
looked like he wanted to go after that guy.
They were doing a tour around it.
Mm-hmm.
While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with the handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
Are we technically doing the behind the scenes?
These
Kinda,
plants
but
are definitely
not really.
on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these
Because we're
increase
taking a
yield
tour of
while
all
more
the
efficiently
same thing that they
using
do. They just
resources
learn a
like
little bit
water,
different stuff.
fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our
Huh?
integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial
cut
insects
melon.
that prey on harmful pests like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides.
We can hold hands
Nicky
and
Growing
again.
these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area. Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 greenhouse restaurants here at the land every year.
Daddy, that sign used to be there. Daddy, those are the people.
Yes.
Where? How did they get in there?
Through the door.
Where? Where are the people?
The
There's no
future of
people in there.
agriculture
What?
may include
There's no people in there right
ideas
now.
like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants. Precious natural environment.
Take a picture of everybody. Only if you're in the way.
Yep.
Even it doesn't join on everybody. It doesn't join on everybody.
These greenhouses represent just a fraction of the work being done worldwide harvests for a growing population. Scientists, farmers, and even backyard gardeners are doing their part